Hey guys, so today we're on a completely different board, something that we've never been on before, we've never done it. We're on the DIY board, so let's get into some workplace horror stories. The worst ones I've ever seen.
Let's hope there's some Chinese factories on this, guys.
Do you guys work in a Chinese factory?
Okay. Do you see Live Leak in the corner?
Yeah. Do you see that on a daily basis? So the two ones I can think of off the top of my head, I saw a guy have a heart attack, one of the chefs have a heart attack, and I also saw one of the chefs near cut his hand off altogether. It was brutal, but I've told them stories before.
I walked in a dead body.
Oh,
twice.
yeah, you did actually.
I had to sit with a man while he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal that you used to carry in the community.
Yeah.
The only other one I can think of that was kind of funny was, so I was a kitchen porter, the supervisor got this water vacuum in, and we had a powerhouse, so we're like, you know what, do you want to go around and just powerhouse the kitchen floor, like really try and get it gleaming? We ended up just flooding the kitchen, so it did. But anyway, look, let's get into this thread, will we?
DIY workplace horror stories. Let's hear them. I once had to work for a living. That's a horror story in itself. The best one I ever heard was when Phil Hendry had people call in on the same question.
So I had to Google who this guy is. Apparently some talk show host.
Yeah.
Or not talk show, radio.
Whatever. The crew is building a house. Skilled workers on second floor solving a problem. Need rope. Call down to barely sentient idiot clean up / go for a guy for rope.
Why are they always like that though?
I know. How long? About 6 to 8 will do. Okay, go back to problem. 2 minutes later, hear table saw winding up. What? Puzzled looks all around the horror. Idiot guy who could F up a hammer is only one on the ground where the saw is. All round a balcony overlooking the saw, just in time to see him holding rope a fraction of an inch away from the spinning table. From the spinning blade with about 8 inches of stretch between his hands. Thumbs providing tension. Oh my god. Collective no! Too late, rope touches blade, instantly sucking idiot's hand inward and amputating both thumbs.
It's going too quick, it's going to pull you.
Pain takes a bit of time to overcome shock, so idiot has the presence of mind to try and recover his thumbs to take to the hospital, and is engaged in doing so when horrified / concerned crew get to him. At this point, the guy telling the story asks, "Have you ever seen somebody try fixing something up with no thumbs?" Why, no, I can't say I have. Trust me, you just can't help but laugh at it. Turns out that the only thing funnier is when the object the thumbless person is fumbling for and unable to grasp are his own idiot thumbs. Repeated wails of, "Come on, you guys, it's not funny, help me pick up my thumbs," just made everyone laugh harder, even as they complied. And eventually, even the idiot guy couldn't help but sheepishly admit that with a grin that it was laughably dumb and ridiculous scene, so no hard feeling. I guess he got his thumbs reattached, so it ended as well as it could be expected.
Well, look, as long as you got your thumbs back, but that's... Look, guys, health and safety. I know health and safety is kind of ridiculous at times, but see, when it comes to any form of serious equipment or heights, or see if you got a chance of amputating yourself, just PPE is important, guys. PPE is really important. I couldn't tell you the amount of times I got electrically shocked in when I was doing electronic engineering. I'm not even joking, it was every other day.
I saw this one as a kid. Dad is moving equipment for a construction crew. Had me with him for some reason. I'm watching the guys on scaffolding and waiting for the right gap in grown-up talk to ask if I can go up there. Guy in scaffolding trips on something. Does this cartoony-ass forward jumping dive right off the side of the scaffolding. Drops from 3 or 4 stacks high and thuds on the ground. Oof. Everyone just looks for a moment and then runs over and yelling starts. And the guy my dad was talking to runs inside to get a phone. My dad has a pretty grim look on his face and says we need to go. Asked my dad about it several years later. He's surprised I remember it. Tells me he kind of knew the guy that fell. He was a drunk and the fall killed him. Wear your protection. Ugh.
Yeah, again.
My God. Don't drink on a construction site.
Yeah, that's the problem. What is it with builders and alcohol?
I know.
It just, builders and alcohol just go hand in hand.
I know.
It's like sailors almost. It's like, you guys should not, just don't be drinking whenever you're doing this type of stuff, guys. You really can't afford it. Although, to be fair, I've met quite a few alcoholic chefs, and surprisingly, I've never seen a chef hurt himself, which I think I should have, just for the amount of alcoholics I've came across.
And chefs are coke fiends as well.
Yeah, they're wild coke fiends, and they don't have the money to be coke fiends,
I
but they
know.
still are coke fiends.
A story I heard recently. Be in rural Georgia, the state, have hundreds of acres. Be old and wealthy. Hire good people to mow your property. Guy who mowed for 40 years retires or dies. Find a new guy. New guy is younger, says he's mowed with tractors and has his own. Have a 70 horsepower John Deere. Hasn't moved since the old guy left. Tell the new guy he can use it, but to check the oil levels and make sure there's no bird's nest or anything in the radiators. New guy says okay, goes and gets the tractor, ignores the instructions and starts mowing. Tractor overheats, catches fire, new guy runs. Diesel tractor's on fire. New guy is trying to put out the fire with a hose and the fire is growing. Tractor tires are full of antifreeze. Why? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Tractor tire starts to cook off, explodes, and sends mailbox-sized pieces of rubber a quarter of a mile away. Frig. Tractor was 70,000 in 2007. New guy gives me 15k insurance. New guy gives me 15k. Insurance gives me 25k. New guy tells the truth. Offers to repay the rest of the tractor over the course of his life. Family says they'll help too. Don't really care about the tractor. No one died. New guy is genuine, just a little lazy. Tell new guy that he still got the job. New guy's still in shock.
I mean, that's kind of amazing, just even still keep the job.
You gotta listen to me. New guy. Yes, sir, Mr. Anon. New guy has been mowing for years now. No problems. He uses his own equipment now. Well, yeah.
Honestly, as far as it goes...
As far as that goes for the first day in the job.
For an exploding tractor happening in story time and no one got hurt, pretty good going.
No one got hurt or fired.
Yeah, which is genuinely...
It's a win-win.
Well, it's not... Well, I don't know if you'd call it a win, but...
Well, nobody got hurt.
Yeah, well, that's solid, I suppose. That's as far as it goes.
Work in basic oxygen furnace in the States. Job is to keep the furnace refractory from getting too thin so the metal doesn't burn through and melt out of the steel lining. Bosses don't care. Never request laser refractory measurements that only take 5 minutes. Go as long as 20 heats between lasers. Don't let me gun in refractory when the lining is as little as 5 inches thick. This is going to kill a lot of people potentially, but the job is easy as shit. One day, I've watched too much Australian Love Island.
Yeah. Oh, Megan.
One day, when I'm not working, the lining wears out. Steel melts through casting and into water cooling jacket. 500,000 pounds of molten steel explodes. Lose several friends. Now they're anal about lasers and gunning because of the millions of dollars in damages, and my job now sucks. Well,
I have to wonder just how these... See, that's how Chernobyl happens, guys.
Yeah.
This is like...
Lack of
there's some,
just
like,
safety.
Well, this is what your dad would say this whenever he worked in Thingy.
Neckbeardia.
Yeah. He would say, like, the ones in the office, they really just...
Didn't care.
Yeah, they really don't have nothing
Didn't
to
care.
do with any of it. They just, like, honestly, they just show up.
As long as the quotas were done and the work was done and nobody was complaining, they didn't care.
Yeah. I don't... Like, see, this is the problem. See, when it comes to, like, this sort of stuff, you really just can't afford any mistakes.
Yeah.
Whenever you're dealing with such equipment.
I know.
This is a problem I've got. I love the idea of nuclear power. I do think it would actually work, but the problem that we've got with it is the human element.
Stupidity.
It's the it's the human element that I don't think we're just not trusted
and
enough.
we're always trying to find the easiest way to do things.
Try and cut as many corners
As we can, especially big wigs with lots of money.
Yeah.
You know, they're always, well, what corners can we cut to save the most amount of money?
Yeah.
And the corners that they cut always tend out to be
the stuff that you actually
the stuff that you really need.
Like, you don't need it all the time, but over the course of how many years you're going to need it once or twice, you know?
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is a fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic.
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. One of the chefs I worked with in the beginning of my career got his arm broken in pick related.
It's one of those big mixing bowls.
Yeah.
Many guys have worked in the kitchen.
Like industrial
yeah,
mixing bowls.
Yeah, we used to have one.
He stuck his arm in to scrape something off the side of the bowl. Accidentally bumped the on button. Accidentally bumped the on button with his head and turned it on. There was a pop and then a dull snap. And then another pop. It was loud, and then he started screaming after he turned it off.
Oh, sweet Jesus. So, have any of you guys ever seen them in action? They go really fast. Like, they go, like, so you know what a small mixing bowl is like? This thing's way bigger. Oh. Now, normally they do have, like, a guard, but this one in the picture doesn't have a guard wheel on it. Don't ever put your fingers or your hand into that. Just don't, guys.
Mechanic shop specialising in semis. Parts washing bin needs new fluid. Old hand at the shop gets told to order more fluid. He's tired of how long it takes to clean parts, decides to order something stronger. New cleaning solution he ordered has a bit of hydrofluoric acid in it.
Oh, sweet cheese.
New solution ate through old hand's gloves. He thinks nothing of it and keeps cleaning parts. Old hand notices he has lost the sense of touch in his hands, but keeps working. Old hand, this is the old stock. They just be like,
that would be alright.
Old hand goes home, wakes up the next day, and hands look like they've been rotting underwater. He goes to hospital, has to have both of his arms amputated up to the elbow.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh my lord.
So I've had...
From old hand to no hand.
That's nightmare material.
Oh my god.
See, this is the thing, right? So I used to work with really strong chemicals, and I've had acid burns before.
Remember that hole you had in your head?
It wasn't a hole in my head.
It was like a hole.
Okay, well, what happened was...
You can nearly see the skull.
No, you couldn't. It wasn't.
It was bad.
It was nothing like that. So what happened was I was using a very similar chemical, and I was cleaning the pans in work, and it's way up above, and like, you know, so like you're sitting scanning it about well above you, and it, like, you know, this stuff rips apart grease like there's no tomorrow. So it's like you just wipe it down almost, like you just leave it and then you wipe it and then that's it, job done. But yeah, I had a bit, and it must have gone onto my head because I was driving home, and then like I pulled like on my head, and it was like a
clump of hair came out. Remember?
Yeah, it was like a gunk. Didn't leave a scar or anything, but it did. Like,
you do have a scar?
I don't have a scar, do I?
You don't see the the top of your head. I do. You have a scar.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. So guys, I've got a scar on the top of my head. I haven't checked it, I suppose, in a while. So yeah, be careful with chemicals, guys.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did. But it's not like, well, I should have got away with that because I could have went to court with them.
You could have.
Yeah, because they never give me the PPE or nothing.
Yeah,
They never
took them.
No hats, no nothing.
And honestly,
yeah, he did that job, honestly.
F that company.
Yeah, they were, honestly,
arseholes.
Yeah, they weren't the greatest to work for.
I used to build trusses and joists. Stuff that happened while I was there included one guy losing fingers because he turned into a radical arm saw with a 2-foot blade. One guy nearly getting his arm ripped off because he was effing around too close to the roller press. Ignoring warning signs and had repeatedly been told not to do it. Guy having his ankle basically turned into powder. Oh no, that's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Basically turned into powder because he was walking next to a load of 70-foot pole barn trussels being moved by a forklift, and forklift hit a pothole in the gravel, dropping the end of the bundle onto his ankle.
Like, this is almost as bad as watching life. Like,
it makes my
bad.
Like, I broke my ankles making that. It's throbbing. It's good. Oh no! Crane operator delivering a load of trusses, whatever, is craning him up the roof and hits a power line. Crane operator / semi driver turns wrong way down a one-way road, goes over a few cars.
Yeah, that happened to one of my friends, actually. He was driving on the carriageway, and the way it worked, so it was a dual carriageway, but there was like a big divider in the middle, and he was going up the inside lane, so he was, and someone turned onto his lane. He didn't realise you were supposed to go across
and
into the middle
down.
and then go down. He went in, they went into each other going like 70.
It was head on. He was in hospital and he was like, you know them cartoons you see with somebody like in an accident and they're in like a full body cast with like their leg up? That was him.
He healed up pretty well though.
He had to go through like physiotherapy. He still gets really bad backs and stuff like that. No,
well, like across the board, like I think he came out pretty, like, as far as...
dead.
Yeah, he should have been, and I think he's healed up
Really well.
Yeah. And also he got a really bumper payday. He probably doesn't have to worry about money for the rest of his life, so, as far as it goes, it could have been a lot worse, could have been 100 times worse.
Totally safe wooden stands used to stand trusses upright, breaks, and about 4 tons of trusses miss, crushing 2 guys by inches. Oh, miss crushing 2 guys by inches.
Yeah, well, thank God for that. Okay. The thing is, see when it's stuff that's heavy and it falls on top of them, there's just nothing left. It just...
it's squish. It's like
just
Play-Doh.
smush. Yeah, do you want to get turned into Play-Doh?
That's it. It's like the hydraulic press channel, you just come up with
yeah, that's what happens when you get out with that type of stuff.
Be industrial repairman. Part of my job is to maintain, calibrate and troubleshoot various equipment in a production line, some of which we operate on radiation emits. One device is a large traversing frame that contains an X-ray generator and transducer. Bi-weekly, our department goes in to pull this device off the line and run a few tests to ensure it's working as intended. During these tests, we stand back about 10 feet or so, activate the generator and record feedback. One day, a new hire in the other department absent-mindedly starts waddling between the equipment with a tool bag, unbeknownst to us. Large red flashing illuminators denotes the operation of the X-ray, and newbie completely misses the memo, I guess. We have an emergency watchman opposite the emitter from us to make sure nobody walks in front of the prod, floor into the maintenance area. Suddenly, we see this kid clamber directly through the effing X-ray frame between us and our watchman. Ugh. My crew began shouting and waving their arms like a madman, and I try to frantically end the test cycle prematurely. Standby man turns around stunned and also joins into the chorus of panic shouting. Nobody is about to storm in there and grab his stupid ass. He pauses in the frame and looks confused as the machine shuts down. Watchman grabs him by the jacket and throws him to the ground, out from behind the line as soon as the lights are green. Kid gets pissy with us for making a scene. Tells us he's going to bitch to his boss about us throwing him to the ground. Unfazed that we had spent the better part of a minute telling him that he's catching a dose. We gather and stand by the HMI, pale and stunned. We all trade worried glances about a word spoken for a few moments. Without a word spoken for a few moments. Old head says, "He shouldn't have been back there anyway, stupid fuck," and promptly saunters away. Kid got fired. Haven't seen him since. Too scared to calculate exactly how much of a dose he got. I hope he has kids one day.
You can only hope. Yeah, don't see radiation. It's kind of spooky.
Yeah,
it's you know what I would love to see, honestly. Now I know this has got nothing really to do with this sort of stuff. I would love to see like magic based radiation. Does that make any weird sense? Think like, okay, like 1920s or like, whenever they first started discovering radiation, everyone was like, oh, it's a new miracle.
Sure,
whatever.
Remember the girls who done those watches?
Yeah.
And they painted them and they like licked the paintbrushes.
I feel like honestly I would love.
Their jaws are rotten.
This might be the only time I'm gonna say it, but I feel like you could do like a steampunk setting where they discover radiation and it goes horribly wrong in all the worst ways possible, and I think you could work that in.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's where we're going to end it today. So what I would honestly really love to do is, if any of you guys know of a website that we could do this, I would love to do a live stream where we just like watch live leak videos and just like go down like a
Is live leak's not?
No, live leak's not a thing, but it's still like
you get them like
there is alternatives.
WebMD.
Yeah, exactly. There's always leaked videos online. You know what I mean? So I would love to do like maybe like one night if we're off.
If there's a website that'll let us do
like
it.
actually live stream it and we won't get auto banned.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if there is any websites where you can like. Well, wait, you know what the thing is? We'll probably have to use a porn site. Unironically.
Probably would have to use a porn site.
Because that's the only way I could think of actually going around like
Neckbeardia on the hub.
It's probably still would get banned or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you guys know of anywhere where we could do something like that, I'd actually love to hear it because it would be definitely something I would like to do.
Yes.
Also, if this is something you enjoyed, I would definitely. I like doing different stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to branch out and try out different boards and different things. And I know a lot of you guys do work, like, a lot of manual jobs. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you guys that I've talked to do stuff like this. Well, I've never done anything like this, honestly. I worked in a kitchen and I'm a desk jockey, so...
Yeah.
But again, you do see some rough stuff in kitchens from time to time.
Yeah.
What's the worst you've seen in a kitchen, Megan? Just bad cuts.
Bad cuts, yeah.
Yeah, they're not...
Birds? Burns.
Oh, burns, yeah. Well, I've never seen anyone put a hand in deep fat flour or anything like that. Have you?
My dad.
Oh, well, yeah, he doesn't have any burn mark or any lasting effects So, it couldn't have been that bad. I've heard of someone falling into a flower and the hand just completely, you know what it turned into? Apparently it turned into, Terminator 2 Judgment Day at the fence. Something like that, apparently.
But yes, thanks for watching, and check out the links down below to our website, models, subclasses, all that good shit.
I don't know if it really applies. If you're just like a newcomer here that is suddenly find, I'll state this. We'll
have some cool models if you're into it.
Yeah, anyway, exactly.
But hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Oh.